Are live, guys. Happy Friday, everybody. We are
Yo,
with the one and only, the true OG of coding YouTube channels, probably. Um, Chris Sean here. Hey, Chris, how are you doing, my friend?
can I call you Alex? I'm not used to
You can call
calling
me
tech Valley,
Alex.
man.
Can I call you by your real last name? Just kidding.
Oh,
Chris D.
no. What's
Just
up,
kidding.
man? Dude, it's so good to be here. We've been trying to get this going for a long time, man.
Dude, you're just a busy man, like the software developer, devrel, business owner, clothes apparel guy, agency guy, moving every 3 months.
Dude, it's tough, man, especially when you're in a relationship. Like,
Yeah,
yo, it's been busy. But honestly, I'm really glad we got to do this. You've been texting me forever, and I
I
didn't
know,
mean
and
to
you've been
ghost you,
ghosting
okay? I
me,
don't
and
mean to ghost you. It's just, I get so many text messages and then but I'm here. I'm
yeah,
here.
you're here, you're
Yeah.
here. That's good. That's a good sign. No, but I mean, I really appreciate you coming on. Happy Friday. Obviously, this was a pretty rough week for me. How was your week?
Long week.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I started exercising again. Yo, I went
that's
to the
good.
gym hardcore. I started deadlifting again, and right off the bat, deadlifting 200 pounds. I'm so happy, dude. I still have some of my strength, so dude,
Oh
lifting
man.
so fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
other than
got
that,
this.
I've been kind of busy, kind of
Yeah,
busy.
that's good. That's good. So I mean, I'm just gonna give you the first question right off the bat,
Oh
man. What's it
shoot,
like? What's it like being rich? Yeah,
bro.
I see your Twitch channel, man. It's always like, let's look at these job
What do you mean, rich,
salaries.
bro? Bro, you work at Amazon, man. Bro, I'm not rich. I don't consider myself being rich, man. But I would say that I'm living. I'm very financially stable.
Right,
At
right,
least right
right.
now.
But I mean, on a serious note, though, like when did you figure out, wow, I can make a lot of money off being a software developer? Because I know you talk about your job back in California, and then
Yeah.
how you got let go, and then all of a sudden, just like something just clicked. What was that? What was that moment for you?
Honestly, to be frank with you, until I got this job at New Relic.
Mm,
Because for the longest time, I always thought that I would never make more than maybe 90K a year as my salary as a developer.
hmm.
Obviously, I made more than that because of YouTube, thankfully, because of YouTube. But yeah, to be honest, I never thought that would happen until a new, I guess, niche in the tech industry existed, which is developer relations. And I've met people who make double what I make right now in developer relations, just doing what we love, and it's mind-boggling. I feel like we're
Yeah,
just like sponsored content creators. It's
right.
crazy. Like
And
literally the
like,
rock stars.
what is a yeah, what is a developer relations? I feel that a lot of people are kind of getting into the space, especially like YouTubers. But
Yeah.
maybe you could kind of shed some light on what the expectation is.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I guess just so people understand, before developer relations, I was developer advocate.
Hmm.
And there's still people who call themselves developer advocates. And before developer advocate, there was developer evangelist, right?
Hmm.
So what developer relations does, at least what I do in particular, my job for me is to help people who never heard of New Relic, who's my company, know who New Relic is. And it's not to promote them in every video I make and every stream that I do and every Twitter post or Instagram post. It's to literally just say, yo, I work in New Relic. That's it. And my
Huh.
job, which is the best part of being a DevRel engineer, is that I get to travel the world. And my job in traveling the world is, aside from speaking at conferences, is make friends.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. And you get paid.
Yeah. Write
Dude.
blogs. That's
I
it.
think I think you kind of underplay it because I see you write a lot of blog posts and
Yeah.
you do a lot of like Twitch streaming and all of that stuff. So I that's all part of the job, right? I assume.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it doesn't feel like a job. So when I'm working doing DevRel, when people ask me how many hours I work, I don't consider it part of my job.
Hmm.
So when people ask me how many hours do you actually work for DevRel, I'll say 10 hours. Because
Yeah,
streaming, doing YouTube and all this stuff was stuff I've been doing anyway. So I feel like I only work 10 hours a week.
yeah. Dude, that's
I feel
amazing.
dude, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it. To
dude.
the point that my boss said he would fire me if I don't take a vacation.
You like take your system with you wherever you go? Like, is that the
Yeah,
vacation
no,
too?
because I told him even when I'm taking vacations, I'm still gonna stream, I'm still gonna make blog posts, I'll still do YouTube and all of that. He's like, no, relax, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, dude. I mean, kudos to you, dude. Like well, you almost had 90,000 subscribers. And when did you
And how
start
many
YouTube again?
uploaded, dude? Oh my gosh. I started 4 years ago, almost
4
5.
years ago, almost 5 years
Actually, four and a
ago.
half years ago to be exact. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and I haven't uploaded much, and it's because I've been moving across the country.
Hmm.
And I'm uploading a new video tonight. But dude, yeah, YouTube is the best.
I think you definitely joined or started your niche channel at the good time when a lot of
Yeah,
people weren't, right? And it's one
true.
of those things where
Yeah.
you can't re-replicate what you did unless you're starting all over. Like I can't be like, hey guys, I'm gonna become a software developer and follow me on my journey. I've already become a software developer, so now I can't fake that, right? So I think
Yeah.
in some good ways, like people can definitely resonate with you for like
And,
through your coding journey.
and you know, when I look back, like, yeah, I guess I was not the first, but one of the first. After Chris Hawks, and then I was
Mhm.
like, I love Chris Hawks. I'm gonna do it too, but I'm gonna do it my way, right?
Right.
Yo, I see other people doing what I do, but even better.
Mm.
Better graphic, better quality, better content with a bit more intention than I do, where I just talk about my life. That I mean, there's so many people who are doing way better than me. And dang, like I could have done more.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, I think the difference of me is I never cared about growing my YouTube channel.
Right.
Yeah, I just did it because I wanted to help people. So I think that's why I grew slowly,
Mhm.
but no regrets at all whatsoever in regards to that.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, let's rewind a little bit. I mean, I know your story. I'm sure a majority
Yeah.
of us that are subscribed to me know your story, but let's go back to the days where, I had this script room where Chris Sean wore glasses, but it was like a different type of glasses back then. I
Oh,
always
bro,
remember
the
that
vision
one picture where
glasses.
you're wearing like a backpack and
Yeah. Oh, dude, the
but
nerd.
that time when you were just learning how to code, like what were your
Yeah.
goals? Like, and how did he become who
Oh,
he is now?
you mean when I was already working my first job?
No, I'm talking about like back in the day when you first started learning how to code. Like,
Oh,
what were
dude,
your goals? Like, what
my
did you want to
oh,
accomplish?
dude. So when I was executive assistant for this audiovisual company in Huntington Beach, uh, my goal more than anything was to get health insurance.
Really?
Seriously,
Yeah.
because I got so tired of working for these companies who always give you the cheapest health insurance, and so when I need to get the medicine I needed, I had to like give a leg and an arm to do it. And so that was my main goal, to be honest. But aside from that, man, like at that time, my mom and my stepdad were struggling, and they still are. Not
Hmm.
anymore because I'm here, but they were struggling, and I was so mad at myself that I couldn't help my mom when she was hungry, when she needed help. That I was the one begging her for help when I was already in my late 20s. That was heartbreaking, man. So my goal was, yo, I need to really do something in my life now to make sure down the line my family is really at that low point of life. I'm there to help them and cash in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And like, I know you didn't start off on the most like easiest foot. I remember you said, I think you mentioned something about living in a really small room or whatever. Like, what was that again?
Yeah, I was living in uh a closet sized bedroom. So right now I have a small SUV,
Hmm.
and my bedroom was only a little bit larger than that. So I would say the bedroom was like maybe 9 by 4. No, 7 by 4 feet. That's it. And so I lived in that for 5 years, man. And remember living in that room. And what sucked about that room was that it was infested with spiders, find cockroaches everywhere. It was in the middle of it was always hot in there. There's no windows. You know what I mean? It was so depressing. And
Yeah.
I remember though living in that bedroom, thinking this is my life forever. It's scary when you're at that point of your life, man.
Yeah. But like, what was that? I mean, in some ways, I feel that the best way to get past or succeed in something is you kind of have to have no safety net and any of that stuff. Like,
So
did you feel like
yeah.
this has to be it kind of thing?
Yeah, no, yeah, like that's how I felt because yeah, like so when I was working for as an executive assistant making 32K a year, I was getting what I don't know $1,000 a check, and my bills were about 1,700. So all I had left for food the whole month was $300, right? But I didn't have a stove to cook food on, so my only way to eat was eating food at restaurants, and they're not cheap. $300 that will not last you a
Mhm.
month.
Yeah.
So I remember like, yo, just eating Del Taco all the time. The 39-cent tacos,
39 cents
right?
tacos. Yeah.
Going to Dollar Menu, McDonald's, getting the
Yeah.
McChicken, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And living off that. And then when I got cut short, that's when I would call my mom and ask for money. But I remember thinking, this is it. This is my life because I did stupid in school and I just played games my whole life. I thought that was it for me, man. That was terrifying knowing that I can never take care of a family if I want to get married.
Yeah.
Terrifying, man.
But isn't it crazy now that you like looking back? In some ways, I don't know. I like to look back and be like, oh
Yeah.
man, this is where I started. I had
Yeah.
really, I had no safety net. I have nothing to look back to. But looking back to, I mean, just my own personal journey, just
Yeah.
being where I am, working at Amazon, and just thinking about, wow, I hated my old job before, and I can't believe I was able to just get out of that rut. So man, kudos to you for being able to just like,
It's crazy though. You know what? I look back every single day.
yeah,
And my girlfriend doesn't mind it because I mention it every day. But like, it's the best feeling looking back, dude.
Yeah.
When I think about it 5 years ago, like, I would never imagine that I'd be able to do stuff I can do now.
Yeah.
It's insane. The financial, the what do you call that? The opportunities I have, where if I was to leave my job now, give me 3 weeks, I'll get a new one.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's crazy. When before I was begging to get paid $12 an hour.
Yeah.
Now it's totally different.
Yeah, I mean, knowledge is power, and I mean, for you have both like knowledge and like a social awareness with Twitter and YouTube and everything. So I don't think anybody could ever like question your skills as a developer or just question your legitimacy as a developer. Because I remember we even had conversations offline about how when you have a YouTube channel as big as yours, you're gonna have a lot of supporters, but you're gonna also have a lot of haters, and everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, man, like, why don't you like do coding tutorials?"
Oh my, dude, I swear, I feel like I was the most hated person,
right,
in my niche, because I never shared my code.
right.
I never taught tutorials, but at the same time, to me, it's like, why do I want to be like everyone else?
Exactly.
My goal is to help people. If you want to learn code, go to Treehouse. You want to learn code, go to codingphase.com and use Chris Sean as your code, right?
Or Tech Rally.
You know what I mean? So I just wanted to be me, and I never wanted to do something just because people told me to do it.
Right.
To the very end, my goal was to be myself. That was it.
Yeah.
And it worked out for the best, man.
It really did, and like I imagine it was really hard for you, because one of the questions I wanted to ask, but before I do, dude, there are a lot of people saying hi, so let's just say hi to them. Yo, what's up? The legendary Chris Sean from Albert Ramos, Yamato-san, Will Johnson saying hi.
Johnson, what's up?
Yo, health insurance is real, and dollar menu saving lives and killing them at the same time.
Yo, I'm heavy for a reason.
No, but I remember, I think we might have had this conversation offline. I said, how did you balance making YouTube content and trying to not get fired, right? Because everything's a give and take, right? So, when you're so new to software development, you want to make sure you could get up to speed quickly. But I remember you mentioning that you were like editing videos till like 2 a.m. and trying to code till 3 or 4. And it was just very hard. But in some ways, you're building like a foundation for devrel before devrel existed.
Which is crazy, and I don't say this often, but I know it for a fact. If I didn't do YouTube, I know how much better I would be as a developer today. Like, I can generally see myself being a principal developer, probably working at Amazon, Google, whatever, because of how hard I know I work. But I made being a better content creator and building a brand more of a priority than just being a better developer. Because one thing I figured was, what will be remembered for much more longer time? Not building the best app, because they won't know that you built that app. They only know the company name. But building a brand that helped tens of thousands of people change their lives. It's crazy, because I hear people when they interviewed at Verizon, their hiring managers contacting me like, yo, and they're friends of mine, Chris, this person who applied for a junior position mentioned that you were their favorite YouTuber. People, no, even at Google, everywhere,
right?
At small medical companies. It's insane, man. And so when I hear those things, it's like, that's why I did this.
Yeah.
But how did I not get fired? So this is the reason. My first job, they almost fired me 3 times. They said no more filming in the office. They caught me. Like, I didn't know they were like stalking me on YouTube. Then they said no more live streaming in the office after hours. They caught me again, right? They caught me 3 times actually, and so it got to the point. So that's why I started filming in my car in a lot of my videos, because that job I was at, my first job for 2 years, they said stop filming in the office or else you're fired. So I'm like, all right, I'll just film during lunch. So they couldn't stop me. I was so rebellious. Yeah, and then my second job, when I went to entrepreneur, my CTO, Jake, best boss ever, man. He told me, Chris, because I told him about my filming experience in my first job. He said, Chris, I don't care if you yell where the whole office can hear you. You can film during work as much as you want, as long as you don't shortcode. So I got really lucky those first 4 years, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they allowed it. But I did sacrifice skill for sure.
And maybe I feel like at entrepreneur, it was a good job, but it wasn't necessarily the highest paying job. Like, and maybe even after you got let go, and then you did the other jobs afterwards. But Isn't it crazy how that you just open your eyes after you're like, wow, I actually can get that
Oh,
much? And do you think it was a bit of imposter syndrome, or you just didn't know
I was comfortable.
you were comfortable? Yeah.
It was easy,
Yeah.
right? And you know what? From what I know, everyone who worked at the first company when I left, the developers are still there. Same
Mm,
thing with the second company. None of them left. Everyone will stay where they're at. And for me, it's like, dang, like they're probably still making around 70, 80K a year. And it's just that comfort zone, man. And it's
yeah.
crazy because if I never got laid off, I'd still be there making
Yeah. What do you
70K
think
a
you would be
year.
doing right now if you were still there?
Making email
Just making
templates,
YouTube
building
content.
things in jQuery.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what's that for that? Yeah, YouTube content, but I would have been burned out. I was already burning out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this
I
just
was
a lot of work and a lot of just
No,
hours?
the work was easy.
Uh-huh.
It was a lot of the same repetitive work
Yeah.
where I knew I wasn't growing, where I knew if I got laid off, I wouldn't get a job. And
Hmm.
fortunately, my new job was doing content creation.
Yeah, that's good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people now, I mean, they know your story. You did the Team Treehouse, you've
Yeah.
documented your journey, you had the YouTube and coding channel, and that's how you kind of built that foundation for, hey, any new job I want, I could kind of get because I've built kind of my brand. What
Yep.
kind of advice would you give to like our coding family here that wants to get their first job? Because as a YouTuber, I know it's really hard for me to. It's so hard, man. This is not easy. Like competition is getting a lot rougher. So I don't think starting a YouTube channel is personally the best way to do it. But like, what does it mean to start a brand in your opinion?
TikTok.
TikTok?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're talking about building a brand. So number one, building a brand, it's your reputation with the world. When you
Mm,
think of Nike, you think of the best sports players, whatever, right?
hmm.
In the world. When you think of um I don't know, what's another brand? I don't really look at anything. Under Armour, you think of
Hmm.
what? Underdogs,
Hmm.
right? So building a brand is building your reputation and how people see you. But guess what? You're the one that gets to determine how people see you.
Right.
Now, I would say YouTube is huge, right? Being known on YouTube is huge, but I would say TikTok is the way to go.
Mm,
Seriously, it's so easy to make 1-minute videos. It's not even fair. You get so many views. Now you make a lot less money than YouTube,
sure.
but the growth potential you have in there is huge compared to YouTube.
Right.
It's easier to grow on TikTok, way easier.
Right. And do you think like why do you think it's so hard to be a self-taught developer in 2021 versus back then?
It's just as hard, but I think it's just as hard.
Hmm.
But this is different technology. I mean, you do have to learn a little bit more technology. Like React is huge.
Hmm.
If you want to go full stack, Node.js. I think a lot of people, even back then, dude, when this is 4 or 5 years ago, people were saying, "Yo, the tech industry is already what did they call that when it's too many-"
Oversaturated.
Yeah, see, I'm bad at English. I don't know how I'm a developer. Oversaturated.
I wrote it down on my notes. So
Oversaturated. Yeah, there you go. People say that all the time, but people have
yeah.
been saying the same thing today, and I still know the same amount of people are still getting jobs right now.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I would say back then it was super hard because there weren't that many resources to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there were less people trying to get for
And
those
not as many
positions.
examples of people who did it without a degree.
Right. There wasn't. It wasn't just. You just didn't see it being possible to do it. So when people were doing it, like even my coding bootcamp in 2015, people were saying that, "Oh, what's a coding bootcamp? Why are you doing this? You're paying 12 grand to learn for 3 months. Like, what's gonna happen if you don't get a job?" I'm like, I guess I just burned 12K. I don't know.
For the longest time, I didn't think it was possible. Like I thought a lot of people failed after coding bootcamp. But I know so many people now who are getting jobs after coding bootcamp. It is insane, man.
Yeah. But like, what do you? I mean, do you still recommend the whole treehouse route, or like now there are a lot more open resources out there? So,
yeah,
what's a good way to like for someone to get started?
Now, with my experience and knowing how competitive the industry is, use Treehouse to learn just the basics.
It's just what?
HTML to learn the basics, foundation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
HTML, CSS. If you want to do jQuery, go for it. jQuery is still in demand for smaller companies. So if you want an easier job like that, jQuery is a good way to go. And then just JavaScript. And then now, if you can't afford Treehouse, what I would recommend is Free Code Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I never used Free Code Camp once until I started streaming, and I looked at it for fun. Man, their content, their curriculum is amazing.
Right.
It is amazing. So if you can't afford Treehouse, I would say Free Code Camp for HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript. Do not use Free Code Camp for React.js because it goes too fast. You're not going to really learn anything. Maybe now start going to Udemy. But one suggestion is do not depend on video tutorials, man. After you learn React.js, stop.
How many projects do you recommend? I remember I always hear
20.
on your Twitch 20 20 like small projects, or what do you think?
Yeah, 20 small projects.
Mm-hmm.
And no people when I say projects, they think full stack,
Like full-blown applications,
yeah,
right?
full-blown application. No way. What I would recommend is just go to dev.2,
Mm-hmm.
find maybe a simple blog tutorial on something in React.js, something in vanilla JavaScript, something on the landing page. You can do 2 to 3 projects every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? In a matter of 2 months, you can have 20 to 40 projects. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you have that many projects in your portfolio, holy crap! You know how many interviews you'll get?
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Everyone just settles with 3 projects that they use. They all use the same projects, to-do lists, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Your own Netflix app, Twitter app, or whatever that they get from Udemy. Everyone does the same projects. You need to stop doing that.
But so for your story, I know you were able to get a job in 3 months, right?
Yes.
And I think personally 3 months is very fast. And if you had to give someone that like a recommendation, like a more, I don't want to say a realistic timeline, but just some kind of timeline, what would you kind of tell them if they're just starting off fresh and just learning how to code, essentially?
Yeah. So I mean, I do mentorships with people who do paid mentorships with me, right?
Right.
And when they're paying me, and so I want to make sure I give them the best value possible. What I tell them is, like, realistically, even to this person who's 52 years old who's learning right now, I told them a year and a half. Aside from him, I tell everyone else, realistically, if you follow the guideline I give you, you get a job in 6 to 9 months if you stick to it.
Right.
I look at it as if I had to start over today, knowing what I know, except I don't know how to code. If I had to start over today, I can get a job in 6 to 9 months. That's realistic. More realistic is a year to year and a half, because a lot of people work. So that's more realistic for full-time people.
Is this 6 to 9 months part-time or full-time studying?
I could honestly part-time or full-time, but
it's just the hours, right?
Yeah, the and working smart. I know so many people who've been learning code for 3 years and they have not been studying the right way, who've been just studying whatever they thought they want to study, from HTML to C++, which makes no sense at all. You know, learning Node.js before they learn vanilla JavaScript, and so that's why a lot of people screw up. That's why it takes them longer to get into industry, because they do it the wrong way.
Right. What do you think your coaching style is for maybe anyone that wants to use your service and just kind of getting that help?
For me, is I ask a lot of questions. I want to know their life, what they do every day, how much free time do they have, so I can realistically give them a real goal, or if they can actually do it. Ask them why they're doing it. What can they do to make sure they don't just give up like everyone else? But what makes me stand out, I guess, would just be like, because I genuinely care.
Yeah.
$40, when someone pays $40 to just talk to me, that $40 doesn't mean anything to me. I need, like, if you want real help, I'm tired of giving help to people who just give up after a week. But if you want real help and you're willing to pay for it, then maybe you actually want it more than everyone else.
I actually do the same. I put a paywall up, and it's not because I want to make money. I do like $50 for the hour, but it's just because so many people ask for free advice, which I was willing to give when I was quote unquote like a smaller channel and whatnot, because not as many people sent out messages. But it's just so hard, and especially I know I value my time a lot more, and I can only imagine you value yours a lot more as well, because you are doing so many different ventures and all of that. It's just, hey, if you really, really want to talk to me, you don't have to give up an arm and a leg to do it. But hey, like, I was actually debating just paying $40 so I could get you on the stream.
Dude.
Just to be like, I wouldn't get your attention. But
I don't do that to friends.
No, I'm kidding. But
but
it's so true, though.
It's sad because, number one, someone always says, Chris, I've been watching for the longest time. They'll always say that to me. I've watched all your videos. Can you give me advice on how to become a developer? And I'm like, hold on. You just told me you watch all my videos, and now you want advice on how to become a developer, when all of my videos are about how to become a developer.
Right.
I know people just say that right off the bat when they don't mean it, right? Secondly, a lot of people send me really long essays.
Oh, man.
But and the thing is, I hate texting in the first place, so I'm not going to respond to those messages. And like, people always ask for mentorships, but I'm already mentoring 5 people that I know in real life. So it's like, it's hard to commit to someone I know that has a chance of just giving up later.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I only
Yeah.
help people who really want it.
Yeah. So you kind of have
Yeah.
to vet them out a little bit to a certain extent.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
want to help. I want to talk to everyone, but I can't. I really
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough spot, especially as I mean, I'm probably in a similar situation as you, but a lighter version because not as many people reach out. But it's that same, uh, like they just want some one step solution to figuring out how to become a
Yeah.
developer, but it's
Yeah.
really not like that at all. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man,
And a
it's
lot of
crazy.
people give up after
Yeah,
2 to 3 weeks.
yeah. I think you were mentioning something along those lines too. You were mentoring someone, and you're really trying to push them to do
Dude,
it, but then it's just
I
kind of like
even
you
bought
can't.
them a $300 course on Treehouse, a tech degree. He
Mhm.
gave up after 1 week.
Man, I mean, I think that's another point that we have to emphasize is not everyone are cut out to be software developers at the end of the day.
And a
So,
lot of people are lazy, to be
and a lot
honest.
of people are lazy. Yeah.
Lazy. And they like the thought of being called a developer or
Mm-hmm.
making 100K plus a year, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not willing to work hard enough, and they're gonna settle making 20 to 30K a year for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
in
yeah,
some regards, I don't know. I feel that your success and even my own success, it was a lot in relation to having nothing else.
yeah,
Like when we had
yeah,
nothing is when you work the hardest kind of thing. And
yeah,
maybe if life is so comfortable for you,
yeah,
you only have that motivation to really
yeah.
pursue anything. So,
I agree, man. If I never I got kicked out of every house I lived in,
mhm,
and if I never got kicked out, I would not be where I am today. I'd still be
yeah,
depending on my family to survive.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you, dude. Like you doing so much with your YouTube channel, Twitch, and all your other businesses. Like, how do you balance everything out, dude?
Dude.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I had to hire a lot of people,
Mm,
like 7 employees.
mm,
Um, like I was getting burned out, so I got burned out making YouTube. So I stopped for a while, and so I hired an editor, and then I hired a content person to help me think of content. Then I hired someone to help me convert my YouTube videos to blogs.
mm-hmm.
I hired an editor to edit my podcast. You know what I mean? Then I hired salespeople to reach out to potential customers now. So what I kind of do to like stay sane is that I automate my life where
Yeah.
I just do the parts I like and I let people do the parts I don't like to do.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that people, I even in software development, I'm like, dude, just buy a template and then use that because you're gonna waste so much time doing these little stuff that really doesn't matter. And you're not a designer. Actually, I'm building out my site now, and I'm just using like something similar to Squarespace. I hired someone to just set it all up, and now
Why
I'm just
not?
making sweet like modifications because
Yeah.
I'm not treating my website as like a developer. I'm treating it as like a business. So
I think there's some echo on your side, by the way.
you hear
Alex.
from my side?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! All right,
I heard an echo.
you hear an echo? Oh
Yeah.
no,
A little bit, very little though.
very little. Maybe I should put on my headphones.
I heard it
How's
from
that?
earlier. I thought it was just me. I don't hear it no more. There you go.
Sweet,
Yeah.
cool. Actually, I'm gonna change to better mic. Is this better?
It's a little quiet now.
It's a little quiet.
Yeah.
Oh no, what the
Hold
hell?
on. I did lower my mic. Hold on. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's
Can you-
good. That's good. That's good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But oh man, what was I talking about?
About Squarespace or something like that.
Yeah, so I've been treating my brand as more of like a business, and yeah, I could use Next.js and build out the site, but it's just going to take so much
Why?
more time.
It makes no
Exactly.
sense. Just
Yeah.
because you code doesn't mean you need to code everything.
Yeah, and that's one thing I want to emphasize too. I mean,
Yeah.
you're kind of the model example, right? It's like, dude, you don't have like all your sweaters and all that stuff that you're making. You're just
I don't
automating
do
that, and
anything. But
yeah,
I give the idea. We look at
right,
examples.
right.
I think of the idea. I'm really good at thinking of good ideas, right? Being
Mhm.
creative, and then my team creates it for me. But yeah, it just
So
might
I
be
think,
easier.
yeah, so I think that's one thing I've noticed with you is you have this creativity side, and also you're a software developer. Man, like obviously as a software developer, you've learned that you could build anything you want, but I
Yeah.
think you've kind of been hit with this business bug or this business bug bite now, where you're just trying to see, hey, what can I do with my brand? What can I do with my business?
Yeah.
What are your goals for like the 5 years, 10 years? Like, what do you want to accomplish?
So number one is to make sure that my family never has to worry about money again. I meet with other developers, and it's so frustrating. So frustrating when I meet with younger people who are 21 and have no family to take care of but themselves. A lot of
Mm,
them tell me, Chris, you just want to be rich, huh? I'm like, yes, true. Why not? Like, who doesn't want to be? Because Chris, all you think about is money. I'm like, nah, yeah, and no. But for me, it's all right. I gotta take care of my family. So my number one goal is to make sure that my mom and stepdad never have to worry about money again.
right.
So what that means is having like at least 10 years of cash where they can just have access to it whenever they need. Same thing with my when I get married to my kids. That's my number one goal. And I know I can accomplish that in the next 5 years easily.
Hmm.
Because to be honest, compared to the money I make right now, I only spend 30% of my income every month. Like I barely spend any money, right? Except when I buy this brand new TV. Okay, so except when I moved here. Okay, so this month is an exception. I moved.
So I want to
Okay,
buy my car, and
yeah,
I'm
10K
gonna
like the
I'm gonna
last 3
use
weeks,
lifts,
dude.
huh?
Yeah, but aside from that, I really, but you know what I mean. So I just moved. Okay, I need to buy stuff from my room. But my goal, man, honestly, goal. I mean, if YouTube's still there, that's nice. For me personally, is to income wise 500K a year, which is very easy.
Hmm.
We're very in the tech industry, including my business too. But aside from that, I want to have my own coding bootcamp where people
Mm,
can attend for free, and I
yeah.
pay my instructors to teach there, the best instructors, and people can go there for free. I would start here in Las Vegas, where people who live in Vegas can go there, and then as we get 2 or 3 years more of experience, then we transition to online, and people can join that too. So my goal is just
Dang.
continue making more developers, man.
No, dude,
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. And what about your tenure? Just kidding.
10 years, bro.
Get married, have 2
I'm gonna
kids.
tell you this: my girlfriend, she's one lucky girl because I know for a fact I'm gonna be a multimillionaire by then.
Yeah.
No debt, nothing, just gonna live a happy life. Man, 10 years from now, probably I'm gonna stop being a developer and just helping people. That's it.
No. No.
Yeah,
That's crazy, dude. Like, it's just, yeah, it's hard to imagine. Even on my thumbnail, I wrote from like $15 to 300K a year. It's just, could you have even imagined just being able to
yeah,
go
that,
from where you started to where you are now? I think that's the motivation of why people are so attracted to your channel, is because,
yeah,
dude, what other profession can you do that?
dude. Like, I never thought I'd ever make 120K a year. I never made 120K
Mm-hmm.
a year. I made
Mm-hmm.
either little less than that or a lot more. Right?
Yeah.
So I never thought I'd skip 120 by 2 times. You know what I mean? Which is kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
I Yeah, it's just
I
crazy
think-
because I think when you're switching jobs, it's just everyone. It's
Mhm.
People say things are oversaturated, but for good developers,
Yeah,
it's definitely not. Like, people want to have
yeah.
good developers and they're willing to pay for it.
And you know what? It makes me upset when people give up after a year of
Mm.
learning code because it's like, all right, you got these kids who are going to college, spending 4 years on a BS, a CS degree or software engineering degree to become a developer.
Wait, did you say BS as in Bachelor of Science or below?
Sorry, a bullshit degree. No, but
Bullshit.
people getting a bachelor's in computer science software engineering, just spending between 30K to $240,000,
Hmm.
right, to get that piece of paper. Why
Hmm.
are we not willing to spend 2 to 3 years of being self-taught to get our first job? Right? You know how people give up after 1 year when people have to go to 4 years of college to do that, or let's say
Right.
3 months of boot camp, like someone else in here.
Or 3 months for to Team Treehouse.
You know what you said? So it makes me sad people give up because they don't have that perspective of realizing they have it so much easier than people
Yeah.
5 years ago because they really go to college to make it in this industry now.
Do you
Beforehand.
think that we are kind of the problem in some regards because they see our stories and they're like, oh, I could do it in 3-4 months, but
Oh,
do you ever think about that?
no, I don't regret saying I became a dev in 3 months because that like my YouTube channel blew up right after that,
Mm,
which is
mm.
crazy. But I feel bad because a lot of people get discouraged after 3 months.
Mm.
Right. It's possible. I know someone who got a job in 2 days.
What, of coding?
Yeah. Yeah. He became a developer learning Python in just 2 days.
Is he a genius, or how do you do that?
He's smart, but he just worked his butt off. He didn't sleep the whole weekend, then got the job in Python. He works for the government now.
Mm.
But but that's not
But he's
normal.
not making a lot of money.
Yeah, but I wish that I emphasize more that realistically speaking, it should take 6 to 12 months, actually maybe 9 to 12 months.
Right.
If you do it with the
But
right.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think it was back then it was just coming from a level of genuine excitement, right? Like I
Yeah,
done this, yeah, and I believe that
bro.
anybody can do this, right? In some regards. So, but now that we've kind of you've kind of grown as a software developer, and a lot more people want to get into this space. I've seen your YouTube channel, I've seen your Twitch. You say you give a lot more realistic timelines than what you said back then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's true. I do. Yeah, and it's because freaking YouTube, man. I have to have only have 10 minutes to talk,
I know.
right? And I have to keep people's attention. And but on Twitch, I stream for 1, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and you can emphasize everything, and no one can stop you. There's no algorithm that'll screw you up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your I mean, I see your sweater right now. It says I'm a proud college dropout. Like how do you what's the genesis behind that, dude? What should I be thinking about?
I wear this everywhere, dude. I went to the dentist the other day. Oh, that was so painful. Then there's this one girl, she's pretty cute, and she's like, "What is that shirt?"
Is your girlfriend watching?
Oh no, I told my girlfriend about it. Like this cute girl, like, is like hollering at me. But anyway, so why am I talking about that? Anyway,
Krishan's good looking, everyone, and well paid.
So my goal is that when I wear the shirt everywhere, that people recognize, or maybe they'll offend it, and I'll be proud to see that people get offended by this. Is that the end of college is here. Unless you need to be a doctor or nurse or lawyer or something like that.
Right.
College is not going to be valued the way it is within a few years from now. I believe it 110%. And you know what? When I wear the shirt, people didn't really care. But now that I drive a Porsche around and I walk around with a shirt that says this, the best feeling ever.
Do people come up to you and be like, "Yo, what do you do, man? What do you do?"
And what I say, just to make fun of it that much more, I don't say I'm a software engineer. I say I'm a streamer, because I am. Right? I'm a full-time streamer.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm a devrel, dude.
I travel the world, speak at conferences, for free.
Yeah.
I travel the world. Yeah.
Dude. No, I mean, I as someone that did go to college, I have to agree with you somewhat, because it's getting less and less appealing about what am I actually learning there, right? The only thing I gained from college, I would have to say, is meeting friends and meeting people, right? And maybe you lose out on that experience, but in terms of just pure knowledge and knowledge, like Tai Lopez, but it's weird because all the material is available online now, for at least for software development. It's just
everything you need is online.
Yeah,
even for machine learning. I mean, you could go to Udacity. I mean, I bought some Udacity courses. I never finished tutorials. I've never finished one, but like they got some good courses on all of this stuff, man. If you need, or if you want to try, what do you call that? Cybersecurity? Try Hack Me. Like I actually was growing in that the cybersecurity community pretty fast. Then I got bored of it.
Yeah,
I went back to just coding. But yeah, dude, it's awesome.
We got coding face here.
Get out of here. I'm always up in the streams.
Codingface.com/techrally, not Krishan. I gotta get those.
Tech Rally needs it.
No, I'm kidding. But no, it's good to have Joe on the live stream. Joe says he needs one of those hoodies. Don the developer says, "Love Chris's shirt." Yeah, no, honestly, it's a good shirt, man. You definitely have a good aesthetic. I would have to say, it always reminds me of like your thumbnails and everything. Do you hire someone, or do you
this was made by my designer though? She's amazing. She's expensive though, dude.
Hook me up,
bro. Yeah, if you want one, I'll hook you up.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I talked to you like a little bit offline, but the coding boot camps, I know a little bit. Like we talked for like what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
2 minutes. Yeah.
You talked about coding boot camps a little bit, and you've interviewed me. You interviewed a lot of different people. Like, has your stance changed a little bit, or is it still kind of like self-taught first?
Changed a lot. It's changed a lot. I didn't believe in coding boot camps before, and honestly, to be honest, it's because my credit was so bad, no one would approve me for a loan. So to be honest, if I had good credit back then, I would have done the coding boot camp. And ironically, it would have been from the first boot camp I knew of, which is because of my other homie, Engineer Truth. He's just, dude, that guy's so smart. His business is popping right now. But Coding Dojo, yeah, that was the one I originally wanted to go to, for sure. But yeah, so it changed a lot, and it's because I actually know a lot of people personally at my current job at New Relic who are developers because of a coding boot camp.
Yeah,
so it's legit. But there's some boot camps I worry about.
Right.
Lambda. Yeah.
I don't, I think coding bootcamp is fine if you've done your due diligence and you have the money to afford it. Like I
Mhm.
hate ISAs and I just think it's super predatory.
Oh, that is what I
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bro.
The income share agreements where they say like, oh, we don't make money until you make money, kind of
Mhm.
like
Taking
narrative that they
advantage of
try to
people.
pitch is yeah.
Yeah, and they make
And
bank off that. So much money.
and if you think about it, and I man, maybe we're going off on a tangent here, but the people that are targeted for ISAs are the people that shouldn't be the ones taking the ISAs in
Yeah.
the first place. You know, like
Mhm.
people say it's free, but you don't understand the. Oh, I do hear Neko now, but
You
people say
might.
it's free, but it's you're not making any money, so you're gonna be spending money through credit first,
Yeah.
and then after you get your job, if you're making 50K, then your ISA triggers. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, 15% of your income while you're making 50K, it's just gonna be you're
At
gonna be living on
50K, I was
yeah.
making in California 1,400 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and imagine taking 15 or 17% of
Yeah,
that.
that's your income after taxes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You are left with nothing to survive.
Yeah. So
That's just no.
I just don't believe in ISAs, and that's I mean, I think with coding boot camps in general, you just gotta do your due diligence, make sure you do your research and see if
Yeah.
it's right for you. But
Yep.
yeah, man. Another question I got for you: are you still in crypto? Like, are you still thinking about doing that mining rig?
I have a
See, you
mining
know, I
rig.
watch your Twitch videos because
Oh, Kat,
I hear
you're really
everything.
on all my Twitch streams, dude. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so I ordered one mining rig in Ethereum, which I regret because that was before I realized that you can within 2 years you can't mine Ethereum anymore. So I'm going to use
Proof of
that for
stake. Yeah.
maybe 6 months, sell it, and get a Bitcoin mining rig. Especially Bitcoin being really cheap right now. Holy crap! Cheaper than before, 60K. Yeah, I'm going all out on that. But I'm gonna start with one machine, see how that works. And the way
Yeah.
I'm doing that though is I'm gonna rent a leasing office. I'm gonna lease an office over here in Vegas. So any electricity I spend there for anything, whatever furniture I buy for there is all tax write-off, which is perfect.
Dude, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, for anyone that's in the live stream, we have about 29 people. Like, start like piling on some questions for Chris and me, and we can answer them. But I think another question I had for you was, I don't know. When I see your journey and your just life as a developer, I always felt like you have a very genuine curiosity for a lot of different things.
Mhm.
What are some traits that you've seen from successful software developers, successful devrel
Mhm.
developers, just generally in the tech space?
I think a software engineer and a DevRel engineer is totally different in some
Mm,
aspects. A
mm,
DevRel engineer isn't afraid to talk to people. They like making friends.
mm,
They know how to build communities and all that. But to be the best software engineers I know are the people who are curious about the smallest things,
mm,
right? Where let's say you're given a task to do, a work, a ticket, to a bug to solve, you probably will go above and beyond and wondering what else can I do to make sure this bug doesn't happen again, or
yeah.
you're thinking of the smallest things, like genuine curiosity. Now, so this is my problem where all right, this is what I'm getting paid to do. I'll just do that. Because I want to build my business on the side. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll just do whatever work I need to do for that. Then I'll focus my business. But if you weren't me, I'm destroying myself right now. I would say someone who honestly, like right off the bat, don't worry about getting paid back in your first developer job, man. I think that's huge because your goal is to, for example, a friend I know that just got a job as a developer. He's making 170K a year for his first dev job. He's self-taught, by the way. And his goal wasn't to get paid a lot. His goal was just to, whatever job he gets, he wants to make sure that job teaches him to be the best developer possible. And because he had that mindset before he even got hired, his mindset was to be the best developer possible. So who can I learn from to do that? So he just networked and made a lot of friends who can teach him how to be a good dev. I think
Yeah.
that's the good way to go. Networking.
Networking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, it's hard too because I would say that I kind of felt the same way where as software developers in the beginning we're so excited about coding and then you start
Yeah.
developing this weird attraction towards like, oh wow, like I can make my own money doing something, right? And I've been
Yeah.
noticing
Exactly.
I was thinking about making a video on this and maybe I'll just kind of give you a little reveal of like I'm thinking about making a video of like why are coding YouTubers quitting their jobs and going the
Bro.
self route, right? And it's
Yeah.
because you have the skills to be independent now, right? And
Yeah,
it's
dude, I told my boss, I
yeah.
told my boss, I told him, I don't care, I don't want to ever get promoted. I
Hmm.
don't want to be a principal developer, senior engineer, devrel engineer. I don't want to be whatever go and up in
Yeah.
devrel. And I told him it's because I do this because I love it. If I
Hmm.
wanted more pay, I have my own business that will pay me more than what I make here anyway. I
Right.
told him that straight to his face. But
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that to look down on anyone. I told him that because I want him to know I do this because I love it, not because I have to do it.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And so for me, if I was to get laid off, I'm set. Like I'll
Yeah.
make a lot less. I won't be making like as much as I do now, but I will be really comfortable because I started my own businesses, which I recommend everyone to try to do at least something
Right.
small.
Yeah, because I mean, if anything, we know that being in a software developer position doesn't guarantee that you're gonna have this job forever, right? We just
Yeah, that's why you
never
need to
know.
keep improving your tech skills too. But man,
Yeah.
when you get good, holy crap! I interviewed with a couple of companies recent, 2 months ago. Got 2 job offers that would
Hmm.
pay 50K more than what I'm earning now. But
Hmm.
I was like, I don't need it, so I rejected it. Like the opportunities are there. It's amazing.
Right. Right. All
Yeah.
right, man. Let's ask some questions here. Do you think a BS and CS will? I can't read that like properly.
Yes, in Counter-Strike.
A BS and Counter Strike will put you above self-taught developers when applying for
Nope.
jobs.
Nope. Well, it depends because you have to think about this, right? While you're trying to get your degree for 4 years, guess what? A self-taught developer will get a job in 1 year. So while
Hmm.
you have 3 more years left in getting your CS degree, those 3 years, a self-taught developer will get 3 years of experience. If I, as a business owner, if I was to choose between you who have no experience and a self-taught dev who has 3 years of experience, who would I choose?
Yeah.
A self-taught dev, right?
Right.
Especially if they're working in the tech stack that I need for my particular company. So no, I don't think that at all. And to be honest, people don't really ask for degrees anymore. And when they do, it's only because HR said it. And the hiring manager tends to not care.
Right. And I would even emphasize after you get the job, what you do afterwards is really up to you. And that's kind of what dictates you being a mid or a senior level developer. I was talking to Dorian yesterday about this, and I said that what really made me stand out as a developer after I got my first job was I still treated my first job like a coding boot camp where I was working like 8 to 12 hours a day. And it's not
Yeah,
because I was trying to be good for the company, man. It was just how do I learn code to make myself more marketable and justify more pay, right?
exactly. Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it's not about like, oh, I'm just doing my company a favor by putting in more hours. You have to put in more hours to make yourself better. That
Yourself.
if
Yep.
you want to leave, you can leave and get paid, right? So
And you will.
yeah.
Like every job I've got has paid more than my last one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I got laid off an entrepreneur and my new job paid me triple that amount.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, but you have to continuously grow your skill
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Esther for high five, clapping for
Thank
Krishan
you.
here. Um, Don, the developer. Hey, what was the most challenging thing Chris had to overcome to be successful when he started building something serious outside of his day job?
Oh, reality. Not everyone can be successful in building your own business. Doubt.
Mm,
Will it work? And so I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
yeah.
doing. Um, uh, so yeah, that was the most difficult thing is doubting myself. That was the hardest thing because I kept thinking I'm spending $7,000 a month for my business, and this is all from YouTube income, so it doesn't touch my salary, fortunately. But man, like it's tough seeing all that money go out. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so painful seeing it go out. But I believe in myself that this will be successful in the future. So yeah, it's so hard, man, because I doubt myself even today, every single day.
I feel like I totally get you in a very lighter version because I'm struggling right now with this whole. There's so many moving parts about LLC, S corping, and just
Taxes.
all of this
Oh,
taxes.
taxes.
And in
Yeah.
your case, you have technically employees that
Yeah.
you're paying. It's just a lot of
Yeah.
it is super complicated. And hopefully, you have a good accountant that could help you out. But
Dude, my accountant's expensive, man.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But you need that because you don't want to mess up with the government. That's for sure.
Exactly. And I think to me that's pretty daunting. And I
Yeah.
wish I had a better way of just managing that. But it's kind of cool that a lot of your businesses, at least in this YouTube coding space, people want to become instructors all the time, building courses. But you
Yeah.
haven't really gone to that route. You're doing more
I'm
of
working on a
the
course,
yeah.
but the course I'm working on is to make sure you never depend on a tutorial ever again. Right. So my stuff is weird. Like I want to help people never depend on tutorial, never have to buy a tutorial from you ever again or anyone else. So I want to put all instructors out of business for that
Mm.
particular, subject.
But I mean, that's gonna be crazy because I think even with coding boot camps, they have to change their curriculum ever so often. So I think that's something that we're gonna have to think about.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny Gunderman's in the house. The
Yo, what's
building
up, man?
React in 7 days, or
Oh
how to
man.
be like Christian in 7 days.
Wow.
Oh man, a lot of questions are coming in. I love it. You've become successful, but if you could go back and give your younger self any advice to do something differently, what would that be?
Do not date in your 20s. Dude, my last 2 relationships slowed me down so much. Right. And so my last relationship before my current one, that was the first relationship I actually ended on my own. Like I've never ended a relationship. That was the first one I ended. And so for the next 2 years, I focused on myself like crazy. And that's why I am where I am today. So I personally wouldn't have dated in my 20s and started earlier. But secondly, I would stop comparing myself to other people and why they got a job faster than me. And number 3, I would look for a mentor sooner. I got a mentor 4 years after my dev job. I should have done it my first year.
I actually saw you post a tweet very recently about not comparing yourself. What was that motivation? Where did that come from?
So I'm not. So the reason I'm overly positive is because I'm one of the most negative people out there on myself. I'm so negative. People don't even realize it. And so I try to fight that with being very positive. And part of that was in my journey as a developer, and in particular YouTube and growing in social media and building companies. I compared myself to a lot of people, and that would slow me down a lot. That's one of the reasons I always felt like giving up. And so now I just don't care. I don't look at statistics. I don't look at my subscriber numbers. The only reason I know my channel is growing is because my girlfriend tells me. I don't look at that at all.
Yeah, I mean, these are your words and not mine, so don't get mad. But you also say you're competitive, right? So do you think that kind of aligns with competition to comparing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So no, I think that's different. So when I compare myself to other people, damn, that's a good question. Fudge.
I gotta do my research, man. I gotta do my research.
I'm competitive with myself, so I don't feel competitive with any of my coworkers at work. I don't feel anything against anyone like that. Just against myself. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You were talking about child codes and basketball, like beating him into.
Child code sucks in NBA 2K, so that was easy. Fair. It's just too easy.
Fair enough.
I'm joking. Please don't talk that. Holy crap.
Yeah. This is super fun. Hey,
I don't follow you on Twitter. Holy crap. I'm following
you. Don't follow me on Twitter? What is this?
I thought I did. Okay, I just followed you.
This is, I mean, first you ghost me and not respond. I even like Twitch subscribed or whatever you call that.
Oh my gosh.
What's your favorite tech stack?
Mern stack.
Mern?
For sure. Yeah. Mern stack.
What do I like? I think I've been kind of getting into the AWS side, so React. And then,
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Yeah,
I wonder why. I'm learning Python right now, and I'm diving into AWS Amplify. So,
oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, and I think you connected with the devrel there.
Devrel there.
She's super cool, actually.
Yeah.
I see her on Twitter a lot. I forgot her name though. Yeah. I should know her name.
You know what I noticed though? Almost all the devrels I know have a good following on Twitter, at least like a couple thousand followers.
Yeah, I gotta get up on that Twitter game. I think it's been slowly growing, but it's like 600-ish now, which is pretty good for me. But
tweet 5 or 10 times a day. That's my goal is to tweet 30 times a day now.
I just honestly have nothing to tweet about. Like, hey guys, I'm going to work. Hey guys, I'm done with work.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I don't know what this is in reference to, so. Is this specific to web development or any depth? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, your questions. Yeah, I think he's asking about what kind of questions you can ask.
Yeah. Go ahead. Anything. But yeah, Chris Gunderman's at it's Kenny Gunderman. Sorry, it's Chris Gunderman, Chris Sean, and Kenny mixed together. How's the new whip treating you?
Man, I was a Tesla guy for the longest time, but after buying my Porsche, dude, Tesla suck. Tesla's like nice software, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice software, but man, nothing like buying a Porsche is just incomparable, man. That engine, as you turn on the ignition, as you rev on that when you're driving on a freeway, it's amazing. But I do hate the attention because people like actually like purposely will try to key your car now. It's crazy.
Oh
It's
my
unfortunate.
god.
I don't know, but yeah. Other than that, I love it.
Dude, I mean that's why I've just driven Honda Civics or
I
They
live
are-
fucking close to the store. Now I park far away, unfortunately.
Oh, you're one of those guys. I mean, you kind of have to, honestly,
You
if you're gonna
have
be paying
to.
that kind of
People
money.
do. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. And this is a good question actually. Should you start an LLC for a YouTube channel?
No. I mean, you start an LLC. The whole point of starting an LLC is to protect your assets
Yourself. Yeah.
That's it. Right. So that's why you started LLC. I kind of regret starting my LLC. I don't need it. So starting next year, I already renewed my LLC, but I might go back to sole proprietorship until I make $1 million a year on my business.
You don't think anyone's gonna sue you?
For what? Yeah.
No.
No.
Giving bad coding advice? I don't know.
There's a lot of bad coding advice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I'll just answer this one. Do you think PHP is needed? No, because PHP is not a front end development language.
But it helps because as a front end developer, we do work with PHP a lot. At least in my
That's true.
So it helps to know just here and there a little bit about it. But if you know JavaScript, you can learn PHP pretty easy. Maybe 2 months, 1 to 2 months.
Yeah, that's true. And Kennedy's asking, are you still in Nashville? No, he's not. He's
Hell
in
no.
Vegas.
I'm in Las Vegas. Oh man, I do miss Nashville though. I miss the rain. I miss the colder weather.
Yeah,
it is hot in Vegas.
So, what is the Vegas scene like for coding? Do you know at all, or is it?
There's no jobs here.
There's no jobs.
I mean, there's some jobs here and there, and because it's Vegas and the cost of living is pretty low here, it doesn't pay as well, right? So I personally would never want to work in a company here in Las Vegas because I never want to work in the office again.
Yeah.
The only job I'll ever be doing here on now is it has to be remote. It has to be remote because I never want to work in the office again. You're remote, right?
I'm remote, but we're gonna probably start doing office stuff in the next few months, I think. But it's I think there's like a little bit of flexibility from my understanding where I think people or companies have understood that you can't go back to how it was like fully. So I think that's kind of a positive because people, man, they got things to do at home and they need to address. They need to take care of the kids and everything.
I love working remote. For example, yesterday, or it was that Tuesday. I was at the dentist for 4 hours. I was supposed to be there only for an hour. No one noticed I was gone because the night prior I finished everything I needed to do for that day.
Yeah,
So honestly, there are times when I do everything whatever I'm supposed to do for that whole week. I do it in 2 days. So I technically have like a 5-day weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Killing it, man. Very jealous, dude. Yeah. But I want to ask this last question, and maybe you could kind of like end with whatever you want to ask or we talk about as well. But for some experienced software developers that kind of in this YouTube game, the devrel role and that kind of field, you said it's like very different from software developers.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is needed to make that transition?
Well, it's very rare to see a junior devrel get hired. Right, my team hired 2 junior devrels, and they're amazing. Actually, they keep me on my feet, man. I got to work hard to keep up with them. But aside from that, to get a job in the industry, I would say to be devrel, right? To get a job in devrel, some like form of content that you could show, some form of consistent content anywhere in the internet. TikTok's cool, but for devrel, they don't really care about that. YouTube is huge. Posting stuff on Twitter, building a network on Twitter doesn't need to be big following, but being the type of person where you're showing them that you want to help people. If you can't prove in any way that you're a genuine person in regards to how you want to help people, it'll be very difficult to get a job in devrel.
Right. And is it an expectation to be going to conferences and everything like that too?
Not for everyone. Some people focus on just creating blogs. Some people just focus on documentation. Some people focus on just streaming. And some people are focused on speaking at conferences. I'm just very fortunate. I do all of the above.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess
So it's
you
very
enjoy
different.
it, right?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah. I don't ever want to stop streaming. I love
So
talking about myself. It's the best.
I mean, that's why you're so good at Twitch, right? Man, I still remember someone was like, "Who's Chad?"
Chat. You thought
You're like, "Hey, Chad."
you kept thinking I said Chad?
No, some guy was like, "Hey, who's Chad on your live
Oh,
on your Twitch stream?" Because they kept saying, because you kept saying, "Hey, Chad, hey,
yeah,
hey, Chad."
yeah, that's funny. Oh
Oh
my
man.
god.
Okay, I think we're gonna just we're gonna answer these last two questions and then just probably close out. But any advice on how to reach out to people when looking for a mentor?
Yeah. So when looking for a mentor, number one, you want to find people who are better than you. But before asking to be a mentor, I would say stop using the word mentor, because if
Mm,
people ask me to be their mentor, I don't even respond anymore because I get so many, right?
yeah.
So I would say make friends with people who are better than you. Like, let's say, yo, like maybe give them some value and make friends with them where maybe you can chat with them for 10 or 20 minutes once a week. Like hang out. Maybe if they live in the area, meet with them. And without telling them to be your mentor, they will become your mentor by just chilling it with you every week and giving you advice.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of how I've been living my YouTube career at the moment is I have you on my channel. I got Coding Phase on my channel. I got Kenny on my channel. I got Dorian on my
Yeah.
just
And you're
taking
active on my Twitch too, which is surprising. Like you're on
Mhm.
there pretending you're listening, and then you're just leaving comments here and there, which is pretty cool. You know?
I'm just a sip. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, but one thing that I try to do here is, in especially even our relationships and even with Joe and all these people, I want to be friends first, and that's why I don't like to ask for favors or
Exactly.
even
And that's
when
what you
you
did
weren't
though. You would come to me.
responding.
Yeah,
Yeah, even
yeah.
when you were responding, I wasn't all butthurt about it. I mean,
Call
I
me
get it
out.
because no, no, but I'm serious. Just even as friends, like I know how busy you are, and I know how busy Joe is. I know how busy everyone is. So it's never about, hey man, like why aren't you doing me this favor? I blah blah blah. It's about, hey, we're all friends, and if you can do it, you can do it. If not, it's all good, right? And I think that's the most important thing is building genuine relationships. And yeah, I always joke with you, hey, when are you gonna come to New York and grab a beer? Because
Oh,
I
I'm
think
so
that's
down.
really important. Yeah, and
I will be
even
in
with
New York. I'll tell you about that.
yeah, so I
Yeah,
think that's kind of important is building genuine relationships and
yeah.
not just trying to just get something out of that person. If that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it is. That's 100% what it is. People who try to give me value to people I respond to. Chow Codes. That's how we became really
Hmm.
good friends. He just gave me advice on how to take better pictures because I suck at taking
Hmm.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
I just answer all your Amazon questions. So
Yeah, exactly. All the contact information.
but no, I mean, Chris, thank you for coming on. But hey man, do you wanna share anything or any words of
Yeah.
wisdom?
I think I just want to answer that one question from Sarah asking,
Oh yeah.
noticed age discrimination in the workplace? I haven't.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
haven't
if
as
you have a
well.
skill, that's you got the job. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have faced having no degree though. People not discriminating, but talking down to me because I don't have a degree. You
mhm.
know what's really funny is that some of those people are actually asking me how to get a better job now.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you regarding this one.
Oh,
Someone asked me this during my one-on-one and I didn't really know how to answer it. He asked, should I remove my graduation years in my
high school?
resume? Huh?
Like high school?
No, he was around like 50 years old, but he
Yeah,
was saying like,
yeah,
I said, yes, I think you should,
yeah.
but just because
It shows your age.
what exactly, right?
Yeah,
So,
it shows
yeah, I
your
don't,
age.
when I've interviewed people, I've never asked, "Hey, how old are you?" I think that's illegal, but you just want to show that you have the technical skills at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, I want to ask you a question now. You work in
What?
Amazon. Let's say I'm interviewing at Amazon.
Oh, I'm
You
not an
knowing
interviewer at
me,
Amazon.
right? What do you think
What?
of me for Amazon? I'm curious. I'm about to interview. They're saying, yo, you need to recommend someone to Amazon if you want a $50 million bonus, right? And so you recommend me. What do you think of me in regards to working at Amazon? I'm just curious.
Let's hide that question first. So, let's rephrase the question so I could clip it out and then I'll post it
Ah!
like what I really think about Chris Shunsky.
So I mean, just knowing me,
Hmm.
what do you think about me working at Amazon? I'm just curious.
Hmm. I think it's a good opportunity, but I'm not sure if it's something that it's something you'd be actually interested in,
Yeah.
right? Because to your point about like doing the work that you need to do the work, and then kind of focusing on your own things. I feel like you have a business mentality first, and then kind of like you have the technical skills to do it. So I think my question would be to you is more along the lines of what is stopping you from going full-time Christian, full-time dev brand, developer branded, and things like that.
Oh, that's a good. Well, I mean, it's easy money.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I mean, it's also because if I'm doing what I love, I don't consider it really a job. Right. So if it's something that I really enjoy and something I love doing, I don't consider it part of work. So that's why I do both.
Right, but does it ever feel like work to some extent?
If I have to, it does when I have to file reports. That's about it. I hate doing reports for passion, man. But
yeah,
any last thing I want to share? You guys need to stop watching Tech Rally. I'm just joking.
No one's watching those Christian videos because they ain't posting anymore, right? The new breed of YouTubers are about to take over.
Oh my gosh, but honestly,
I don't have enough B-roll.
I would say if it's one thing I want to share for everyone was like, yo, even just within the last year, I went from $70K to $270,000 a year in 12 months. Not saying that money is everything, but you never know what opportunities you'll have in front of you, right? Yeah. Within the next 12 months, your job is to make sure that when the opportunity is there, you're ready to take it. And if you're not ready to take it, that's your fault. Right. So you never know what will come in front of you. Just be ready.
Yeah. I think I completely agree with that, because you're your own worst enemy. And you couldn't even argue that after 3 months, were you really prepared to work there? Maybe not, but you made the most. No. Yeah, you made the most of the opportunity that you had, and then you said, "Hey, screw what other people think. I'm gonna kill it here at this job role and work as hard as I can, but at the same time build out my content." And look at you now, man. You just started off, maybe, I don't know how you started recording. Was it a phone? But now you got the nice gear. And
before it exploded, then iPhone 7.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So no, I mean, to your point, to answer your Amazon question too, is like, I know you could work here if you just, because you have a hustle mindset. So you just need to study, and then you could probably get the job. But it's more like that question that I asked you is like, would you want to work at Amazon, or would you want to work at some position that is more suited to, like, that kind of aligns with what you do, which is more like devrel? So
I wouldn't want to be a software engineer anymore. I mean, I am, but more like devrel, content creation.
Right. So I mean, there are devrels for Amazon, but I don't really quite know if it's the same exact as it is in New Relic. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what does New Relic do? Just kidding. No, I'm good. We're good.
Not telling you.
No, but everyone, thank you for just coming on. Thank you, Chris, for finally being able to talk to me. And definitely a lot of good gems and a lot of good advice that you gave. So really appreciate it. And follow his YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure all my 2,000 subscribers follow you as well. So they don't really need to do that. And have a good weekend, everyone. See ya. Bye.